Well, hey there, friends. Today we are checking out Everslaught from MobX Games. Big thank you to MobX Games for providing us with review access. So, what's Everslaught? Well, Everslaught is a fast-paced, see that? Fast-paced roguelike dungeon crawler that we covered a couple months ago on the Virtual Strangers program. We were particularly excited because this game is meant to be a VR game for VR gamers. Ultra high pace for this one. Not a whole lot of comfort options going on here at all. And I've been playing the game a little bit today, and I'm happy to report that it's quite comfortable for me as it is. Now, obviously, those of you out there who are still working to get your VR legs might want to use a little caution with this. But yeah, anyway, we're going to show off a little bit of gameplay here. This is a roguelite. The levels change every time you come in, although they are very similar. Now, first thing, as I'm sure you all can notice right off the bat, this game is beautiful. Like, graphically and sound-wise even, everything looks and sounds great. It does not seem like it's day one of early access. This is a very polished experience, which is good. That's kind of the first little litmus test these early access titles get. So yeah, everything looks and sounds good. So what about the game? How does it work? Well, before we dive into a level, this is kind of our hub. This is where we gather ourselves before each run. And we have a couple of things that we can use over here. First of all, there's this. This is where you keep your spare weapons. So if you die in the level, you lose what you're carrying. So you don't want to always carry everything in with you. It's nice to have something left here. If you do get killed, or I guess I should say when you get killed, you can have a weapon to start your next run with. So we're going to, I'm just going to put our weapons up here, like so. I've got one in the hand. You can also holster one over your shoulder. And those are the two weapons that I have right now. Now, as you can see, each weapon has stats. Your character and your weapons have a pretty nice progression system attached to them. Not only will they advance in terms of their attributes that all weapons have, but they also have the potential to gain special attributes, magic, if you will, that helps you. Anyway, as you can see, there's some numbers here. First of all, in the middle here, that 5 to 9, that is the hit point range that your common hit is going to inflict upon your enemy. So if I hit the enemy with this sword, I'm going to drain them somewhere between 5 and 9. The lower left hand corner, that is your experience level as a character. Well, actually, it's the weapon's experience level, but it's also your experience level. As you level up, you will find weapons that are also more advanced. And then on this is something I found really cool. The number in the bottom right hand corner, that is the weapon's durability. And you increase that by sharpening it. And it obviously decreases with use. So the more you use it, the less durable it becomes. All you got to do is sharpen it back up, and it deals more damage. And it has more life span. Same deal over here. All the melee weapons, pretty much the same setup for all of that. So what if I didn't have a weapon? Well, that's what the other side over here is for. You can so as you progress through the levels, there's some fairly straightforward loot mechanics going on. You'll find gold everywhere, in vases, in crates, stuff you break with your sword. You'll also find treasure chests. You're constantly collecting gold, and the reason why is this weapon stand here. Now you can buy a weapon. You don't ever get to pick what weapon you get. It's always random. But you can buy for 550 gold. As you can see, I've got 2740. For 550, I can buy a level 2 melee weapon. Now there's also the option, if I had more gold, I could gamble. And gambling costs more. As you can see, over 3,000 gold to gamble on a weapon. But what you'll typically get with gambling is a special weapon, something that has some kind of special attribute to it, some magical ability. But you're not going to do that very often because it's very expensive, and you're going to just end up losing it when you get killed anyway. So generally what you're going to be using 95% of the time is just this function right here. Let's go ahead and buy one, and it's as easy as that. You want to close that out before you start interacting with it, and as we can see, it's already almost completely sharpened. Has a nice number on it. I don't think I had this one before. It's a very nice looking weapon, and I'll just show you here. It was 98. You can only the sharpness, the durability was 98. You can only get it up as far as 99, and the way you do that is by bringing it here. And as you can see, for 2 gold, I can go ahead and sharpen it all the way up. Why don't we go ahead and do that? The wheel spins up, and you just like that. Now it has that maximum durability. The other stand over here allows you to upgrade your weapons. And I've never brought one here that didn't say that it's already upgraded. So I don't know. I'm not sure that I can, what the deal is with this. Like every weapon I've brought here has always been upgraded. So either I'm finding great weapons or I'm just not understanding how this thing works. Anyway, that's everything here, folks. The only other thing I need to really teach you about is what makes this cooler than your average dungeon crawler, and that is this gauntlet, this badass blood gauntlet. It literally works on the blood of your enemies, and I'll show you that in just a minute. This thing can do some cool stuff. But in order for me to demonstrate that, we need to get into a level. So we need to unlock the door. Let's go ahead and put our sword on our back. And this is how we open the door. See this hole here with all these needles in it? And then we're going to stick the gauntlet hand in the hole. Let the needles engage. And then we just twist. And as you can see down there, the dungeon opens up, and from here all we have to do is jump in. Now this entire game is about collecting blood, the blood of your enemies. Not only does it power your gauntlet, not only does it give you health, but you also, at the end of each run, no matter how it ends, you know, good or bad, you sacrifice blood to upgrade your character, and I'll show you that at the end of the video. Anyway, that's a brief overview. Let's get to let's go hunt some blood, right? Alright, here we are. Now this is a roguelike, so the level structure does change, but it's pretty slight. From my experience so far, the levels are fairly similar. All beautiful, by the way. Especially like the first level. Before you even get into these dungeons, now there's some enemies up there. Before you even get into these dungeons, you go through a pretty lengthy training level, which is mostly outside. And I mean, it looks like Golem. It's beautiful. Anyway, I was telling you about my gauntlet. My gauntlet has 3 functions. One, as life giver. When my life bar gets down, there's a kind of a shotgun attached to it here, and then there's a grappling hook which allows me to climb in certain areas. Again, all of this stuff runs off of blood that you collect from your enemies, and the only way to get blood from the enemies is by melee combat. So if I kill them with the gun, I don't get any blood for it. But anyway, that's kind of how this thing works. And we're going to shoot this guy with the grappling hook right off the bat. As you can see, as I stated, this game is fast. Nice. This is a nice sword. Anyway, you can dash, but there's a recharge on that. You can dash in any direction quickly. I haven't really used the dash a lot. I use it more as a jump to get to hidden areas. But as you'll notice, I'm breaking everything that I find. That's how you get the gold to buy weapons. Anyway, these are treasure chests. These sometimes have weapons in them, sometimes they have gold. Just money in that one. Alright, so onward to the next room. These are what the grappling points look like. You can just connect to those and it'll send you flying in that direction. No idea why that one's there, but I see a cluster of enemies over here. Let's see if I can get one's attention. You're always better off dealing with these guys one at a time. They're actually quite easy to deal with in small groups. It's when you get 10 of them after you that you have a problem. I could have swore there was another guy over here. Where did he go? What is that? There you are. So those are just kind of the basic enemies. Those guys are everywhere. Again, they're not really hard to deal with unless you got a bunch of them after you. Anyway, as I was saying, this game, so super detailed, beautiful lighting effects, dynamic shadows. I mean, it's a really great looking game. Like, look at this, for example. Like, this is just here for aesthetic. This doesn't do anything. It looks like it would be a significant part of the game because it sticks out so much, but that's nothing. That's just some gears in the wall, man. Alright, onward we go. Alright, so there's going to be a bunch of dudes in this room. The melee combat is a bit simplistic. You can't exactly waggle, but pretty close to it. You can't just shake your wrist, you have to get your whole arm into it. But if you do that, I mean, you can strike the dudes multiple times fairly easily. There is no kind of defensive movements that I've learned thus far, although I am still young to the game. And I'm afraid a bunch of guys are going to jump out on me here. When you find your end, the end of your run, it typically doesn't take very long. It's like, oh dude, look at all those guys. Well, I'm dead. That's generally how it goes. Check out these altars, man. Stunning. It's games like this that remind you why you love VR so much. real nice sense of presence in here with the G2. Now I did play this as well in my Oculus Quest 2, and everything was as you would expect it to be. It looked pretty good. I mean, it looked really good. It didn't look as good as the G2 though. That's why I'm playing the G2. But the tracking volume was a little bit better on the Quest 2. Again, this is stuff we all know. G2 looks better, Quest 2 a little bit more tracking. It's a trade-off. Alright, so that was just gold. And then the G2 tracking is more than sufficient to play this game. And we'll just put it this way: the difference in graphics between the G2 and the Quest is more significant than the difference in tracking in this game. Well, they're still coming out pretty slowly. I could pull these open with my hand if I wanted to. It's just easier to smack it with your sword. Alright. Oh crap. Alright, that means it's on. Let's see if we can find a... Shit. Way out of here. There's too many of them. Crap, I'm gonna die. I don't have time to power my health back up, dude. They're just all over me. Oh man, that is brutal. So you see what I'm talking about there. The amount of time between look at all those guys and oh, I'm dead is about 45 seconds tops. Yeah, so I just lost both of those swords I was carrying. They were full array of blood, but as you saw, I couldn't find a half a second to power back up. But anyway, whenever you finish a run, this is what you're doing it all for, so that you can bring the blood back here and offer it up to this thing. You do that by sticking your thing in the hole. I'm trying to do, bro. So, total 240, not bad. Might be enough to level up to 3, almost. And had we been able to level up to 3, it would have unlocked an attribute point for us to level up our character and gain other special abilities, stat upgrades, basically. It has a fairly straightforward. Progression system. Definitely what you want to see. Definitely what you want to see if, in terms of replayability. It's stuff like this that keeps bringing you back. Anyway, I'm going to give that little area there one more shot. That was a little bit quick. I feel like I can do better. So we're going to keep the jibber jabber to a minimum here. We're going to just go grab a sword and go handle our business, right? Alright, so we have a fine broadsword here. Just curious, how much gold did we pick up there? Not much. Okay. We're going to sharpen it up. There we go, all sharp. I'm sure it's already upgraded. Yep. And just like that, we're ready to go. We're going to try to move a little bit more quickly through it this time, now that you guys know what's going on. I need to use my, learn to use my dash a little bit better, I think. I think that would help me in those kinds of situations like we just found ourselves in. Okay, that's an archer. 2 of them. So these are more advanced things. Probably should let go with the shotgun a little bit more too, because I get so much of this blood. It just goes to waste because I'm constantly on full. Alright. See, it works pretty well. And it is quite fun. I just like using that grappling hook as an offensive weapon so much. Anyway, the key with those guys is just quick hits. Hit them on both swings, right? Out and back. And you can take care of those guys pretty quickly. Anyway, this is the type of game that's so addictive, like, even though it's fairly simplistic, it's so addictive that you could easily see yourself, you know, losing hours to it every time you play it. Come on. Oh, I love those close range shotgun blasts. Oh, I stabbed him and it didn't register. There we go. Stabbed him in the face. You know who loves getting stabbed in the face? That guy. Starting to feel it now. It's literally, it gives you that buzz that you used to get playing Doom back in the day. So there's just so much blood flying everywhere. Oh, little area back here. Anything good? So your dash mechanic actually works really well. I'm just not, I haven't played enough to really be good at it yet. What's out there? I could even get up there. But you only get 3. Like, you can dash 3 times, and then you gotta wait on it to like recharge. Surprise! Are you trying to give me 5, bro? Social distancing, man. Alright. I haven't found a new weapon yet. That's a little weird. We got a torch. I'll go back in those holes. Anyway, I think you guys get the gist of what's happening here. Where you going, boys? I think it's funny that they use the stairs because they totally don't have to. They could jump up here if they wanted to. I guess I could show you guys the options menu, which there isn't a whole lot there. I told you there wasn't really any comfort options. There really isn't, not much anyway. But one thing, oh, you pricks. Now that, what you just saw there is a technique that I do like doing. You can injure them with the gun, get them to where they're almost dead, finish them off with melee, and get the blood for it. Anyway, look, there's more dudes over there. I was going to show you the options. Alright, so you just got your basic volume options, your audio options. You know, toggle grip or manual grip. Now this is the thing that I really like about this game, is it lets you calibrate these awesome looking hands. So basically what you do is you come into the game here, and all you have to do is hold your arms out like this, press the button, and there you go, 1-to-1 calibration with your floating arms. Beyond that, streamer mode, this gives you more field of view in the video feed that you're watching right now. I actually had this off to begin with, and it's really a lot tighter shot. It looks much better with the streamer mode on, but it is very performance. It has a big impact on your performance. Like it's very intensive. I did have to dial back some graphics settings in the WMR software just to be able to play this without dropping frames. But with that said, it's working quite well. So we, for your benefit, we left that one on. But when I'm playing by myself, that'll be off almost all the time. Anyway, that's the entirety of the options there. That's it. I swear it looks like I should be able to jump down there, and I might be able to, but I'm not going to just assume. All right, especially when I saw dudes up top. We're going to go see those guys first. Why are those guys not coming after me? Are they friendly? I think those guys are friendly. These guys just sitting here scratching like crackheads or something. What's up, bro? You know where I can score? Damn, dude, look at this detail. That is nuts, man. I never really had a good chance to look at these guys up close like this because they're always trying to rip my head off. That's crazy. Well, sorry, dude. You gotta die. Say hello to my little friend. That was cool. And this game is so gorgeous. It does not seem like a day one early access title. I already know. I know I already said that, but man, it's the truth. This thing is very polished, and now this thing is scheduled to be in early access for about another year. But according to the developer, the reason why it's still in early access is so they can expand it. which I don't know. I don't know if there's any other environmental variety other than this kind of theme that they've got going on here. I mean, this has a, since the levels are procedurally generated, this is going to have a ton of replayability in it by itself. But if they could get it to where there's like 3 or 4 different worlds that these levels are generated in, then that would be awesome. But then again, this is just a $20 game. Like, how much are they going to do for to put out a $20 game? They might add 1 more or 2 more. Beyond that, I mean, if this thing gets up to like 4 different worlds with different bosses and stuff, they probably should, I mean, I hate to say it, they probably should charge more money for it. Like, this thing's $20. You can get it right now for 15% off for like 17 bucks. And I can already tell you that it's worth the 20 bucks as it is. So if they don't do anything else to it, it's worth what they're asking for it. Like, if you guys ever played Hellsplit Arena and really wish that you had levels to go through instead of just staying in the arena, then you're gonna love this. Oh, I impaled that dude. Anyway, I'm kind of falling in love with the melee a little too much. It's so easy to kill those dudes. I like keeping my blood supply full. Alright, so we got to be getting close to the red room. Oh crap, yeah, this is it. Where did my sword go? Alright. I gotta keep my distance from these dudes. Oh crap, they got me cornered. Crap, man. Keep getting caught in that same spot. Attach. Alright. Oh, this is nuts. I dropped my sword again. That's not good. Got it. As long as I can keep getting my distance enough to recharge my health, and I should be able to see the other side of this. my sword again. Oh, that friggin' archer, man. Crap. Alright. Brick. Come here. B-hole. Alright, we did it. Ruuts, we did it. That's nuts. That's just chaos, you know. I'm sure it was about as pretty as it felt. Which is really ugly. Just run, 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 swipe, swipe, swipe. But you got, man, you've got 30 of those dudes after you. What are you going to do? You got to keep your distance because, I mean, if they corner you, then you're not going to be able to regenerate your life. You can't just sit and use the gun on them. Like, you use the gun, you're going to use all of the blood up, which gives you life. The only way to get more blood is by killing them with the sword. So you're kind of stuck in that situation. You're stuck using your sword, even though you could mow down large numbers of enemies a lot faster with just the cannon here. But I'm sure as time goes on, as I progress, these will become more effective weapons, more efficient with regards to the amount of blood that they use. I love that grappling hook and how it works. It just feels good. I don't know which way I'm going. I don't know where I'm going. Only God knows where I've been. Alright. So I need to go up. I got a little sweat going on here, guys. Something else you're going to want to make sure that you have plenty of room to play, or unless you want to bust your TV up. Now you can play it seated. Like, there's a height calibration that allows you to set the game up for seated play. I do not recommend it. I would not have been able to do what I just did if I were in a chair. Even though I did, you know, I use my quick turning. I don't physically turn unless I just need to, like, quickly, you know. But still, you need to have room to swing. Now, I don't trust this. Now, from the looks of it, there is a treasure chest there that logic would tell me I just earned by killing that horde back there. But my gut's telling me when I go up there to get that I'm going to find another horde. And I know my hordes. Trust me. Alright, well. Open sesame. Alright, so we have a new sword. Now, you can compare, as it says right here, by holding the right stick up, you can compare what you're holding to what you're about to pick up. So, similar range, same level, and similar durability. Now, the durability, as we know, is something that you can increase. What makes this weapon, this one on the floor, more of a special thing than the one I'm holding is this. Plus 2.5% crit chance. So 2 to 3 out of every 100 enemies are just going to drop dead when I hit them, or take heavy damage. So this sword has a special ability. This is the type of sword that you win when you play that that gambling game, that lottery I showed you. Anyway, similar stats plus an attribute. That's a better sword. We're gonna sheath this one on our back. Again, very easy to find the sheath, by the way. There's a nice little haptic feedback when you've got it in the right spot. It's something that you typically don't miss. All right, anyway, you just point your hand at it, and again, another beautiful sword. Looks like this one has a bit more range. Nice loot as a reward for not dying. I mean, not only do we get to be alive, we get this awesome sword. So is that it? I think that was it. Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah, oh, look at the big bloody face. It's red. It wants its blood. Shall we give it to her? Hey, where'd my sword go? Don't tell me it made me drop the sword I had in my hand. Where did my good sword go? Give me my sword back. That's not cool. Damn it. Alright. Let's pay the lady. I expect this one should be pretty good. 294 collected. Oh yeah. We'll probably go up 2 levels. Oh yeah. Level 4, bitches. We got 2 ability points to use. Oh, I forgot. I gotta leave my hand in there. Alright, so you just hit the X on the left controller and all of a sudden you've got these, these 3 different categories that you can apply your points to. Now the first time, my first point I put on Vanguard. Vanguards are masters of weaponry and tools. Improves the hook mechanism for impact damage and better cooldown. Tweaks the gun to inflict more damage. Optimizes blood extraction from the enemies on melee. That was the one that really did it for me. Optimizes blood extraction. I think we're going to balance. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to put a point on each of the 3. So the warrior is expertly trained in close combat. The warrior does more damage with fist or melee weapons. That's something that I need. An increasing knockback chance is applied to each hit. Higher max health. Offers great resilience. So we're going to give 1 to this. And there we go. So 1.4 times fist damage. Knockback strength is better. Melee damage is significantly better, as is max health. Probably should have went with that one in the first place. Alright, and then that just leaves the rogue. Agile killer with faster movement speed, decreased dash cooldown and farther hook distance, efficient in melee combat to a greater chance to inflict critical hits on enemies. So I mean, this is a stereotypical rogue character. I don't know if I like that decreased dash cooldown, although I don't use it. Farther hook distance is good. Yeah, let's do it. So the crit chance went up even more. Quick cooldown. Decrease. Dash cooldown. They both decrease. And then faster movement. Alright, excellent. Alright, and then it tells you your door's unlocked. Go get more blood. So it's very much a lather, rinse, repeat with this. You just come downstairs, go through the door, and we're here again. Even though it took my good sword from me, the pricks. I'm gonna go put this one on the wall. Oh, here, what? So that's the broadsword. Fine broadsword. I don't get it, man. That's not what I had. But whatever, man. I must have made a mistake. Anyway, I think we're gonna call it a video here. I think you guys get the gist of what this is. You basically just keep doing these runs and keep leveling up. I assume that they get progressively progressively more difficult as you level your character up. You're going to find more enemies down there. I know that there are enemies, like bigger, stronger enemies that we didn't see on that run. They have these big guys that carry these big battle axes that are pretty tough if you get close to them. But anyway, I will leave that for you to discover on your own. Again, this is available in Steam Early Access right now, but it's uncommon polish for a day one early access title. I highly recommend it, even if it weren't on sale, which it is, for $17. Anyway, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, click the bell, click the big red button, and with that said, friends, I would like to thank you all once again for watching. We'll see you another day, probably tomorrow, from another game. Thanks again. Bye now. I wish I could just fire this at anything, like I can this.